Ladies and gentlemen, production enthusiasts, welcome back to Factory Town. Yes, quickly, I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you very much to everyone who left a comment on the last episode. I was able to make a couple of amendments to systems that weren't working, but I hadn't spotted weren't working. First of all, the center belt going into the machine shop here, that wasn't in existence, therefore I've added that. I've also rerouted the way that this iron goes into these three workshops over here. And so now we've got it coming in from this angle as opposed to straight down there and then being split off, and that was because it was stopping the flow of nails, which was having a knock-on effect and meaning that we couldn't produce reinforced planks. So yes, a lot learned over the course of the last episode, but I'm actually pretty happy with how this area turned out. There have been some knock-on problems, which I guess should have been foreseen, but probably were not super necessary to talk about or to consider. Yellow coins. We are now in a yellow coin deficit situation, and that is mostly because I suspect not this one. The coal mine is drawing yellow coins, and the forges are all drawing yellow coins as well in order to refine the iron. I don't think anything else is consuming yellow coins at this moment in time, but even that is enough to slow down production of this area quite considerably. You can see that the barn holds no iron plates, so the production of reinforced planks and also the rails over here, and also the gears has all slowed down to a halt. The gears have slowed down because we've filled up the barn. But anyway, you get the point. We don't have enough iron, and the reason that we don't have enough iron is because we're not able to stick it into the forges because we ain't got the coins. We ain't got the coins to do what we need to do. So we probably want to get on top of that. I also want to properly start utilizing trains and railroads and mine carts and all of that sort of stuff. We talked a little bit about how the belt situation. I mean, this monstrous belt right through the center of our operation is pretty substandard, pretty suboptimal, to be honest. But you know what? That's not a priority to fix at this moment in time. We want to get on top of our yellow coin situation and sort that out. So, in the first instance, I thought, you know, I said that I was going to do it a little while ago, but we've got this barn over here, we've got this farm over here. I think we should see if we can transform this into a rail system. And that's what I want to try and do. I want to try and see if I can stick a train station here or something like that in order to allow us to deliver resources directly to the food market, to the general store, to the gourmet foods, and the apothecary. The kitchen needs a bit of a boost. There was also a comment, by the way, about utilizing flour, or utilizing chutes in order to deliver flour. That's something else that I want to do over the course of this episode. Chutes are almost, I mean, I don't even know if they're superior, but they're certainly my preference for the way to deliver items. If we can deliver things with chutes, what the heck, we should do it. So that's something that we probably want to do. We also probably want to increase the number of kitchens that we have, as a single kitchen is not ideal. Also, the amount of fuel that we're getting from these coal deposits, very suboptimal, and we're gonna need to work on that. I mean, look, short term, we need to fix our yellow coin situation. This entire area, anything within the radius of the food market or the general store or the apothecary or the gourmet foods needs to be considered as a priority area for housing. So, at the moment, we've got 3 grain mills, a barn, and a kitchen all within this area. And this is prime real estate. This is prime real estate right in the center here. Even if we don't end up building houses around this area, this is certainly, you know, considered prime real estate. So, anything that we build in this area has to be movable, and we have to consider it in the context of being able to just ship it out of town and move it elsewhere. That being said, the amount of flour that we're producing over here and the kitchen that we've already got placed down is a massive asset, and we should absolutely consider building a secondary kitchen. I'm also going to plonk down 3 additional workers as soon as I get some more coins. Please, somebody buy something from the shop. Excellent. Okay, 3 workers. So let's double up the amount of coal that we are... Nope. Yeah, double up the amount of coal that we're getting at our kitchen, and then also start setting up more bread delivery over here. Not even bread delivery per se, just bread production. Yeah. Okay, let me see if I can take this belt down this away, and then we'll see if we can split the contents of this belt too. And in that way, we might just be able to supply, or fully supply, should I say, 2 kitchens from the current number of grain mills that we've got. We'll also probably want to throw a couple of additional workers into the kitchen over here, which is excellent, actually. That's really, really good, and I'm not entirely certain if that's going to completely solve our yellow coin issue, but it will certainly go some of the way to rectifying that, so, you know, definitely a step in the right direction there, for sure. Okay, now, we've waited long enough. Let's see if we can properly look into doing a rail network. I mean, I don't even know the space that I'm going to need to devote to a proper station over here. Let's just start with something like that. Now, in an ideal world, we want it to be circular. In fact, I don't even know if you can technically have a non-circular system. Also, we need iron wheels for mine carts, and I do not have iron wheels yet. Also, we need loads of coins in order to get them, so that's going to be a further problem. Also, we have a huge number of bits of bread waiting over here. Okay, well, you know what? We can actually fix this. We can actually fix this with relative ease. We can actually fix this relatively easily by sticking in a silo. So this will be the first use of our silo. It is basically just a glorified. It's just a glorified barn. Just a smaller barn, really. And that can go in there. Excellent. We'll grab 2 grabbers. Brilliant. And that goes there. That goes there. And then we basically correct all of the wagons that are currently picking up resources from the dedicated kitchen. We can get them to pick up from the silo instead. And it'll be a slightly faster journey. Or it should be a slightly faster journey. Especially if we double up the size of the road. And it should mean that our deliveries are slightly more seamless. Again, doesn't sort of really help us with the ambition of getting a rail network in place, but it at least sorts out our cash situation in the short term. We also need to consider upgrading the base so that we can get some more houses, because we are now capped out at the number of workers. I'm sure that we can cut back on the number of workers in some places, but I mean, do I really want to do that? Not particularly. Not particularly. Okay. So. I mean, having a food market here is good. The one thing that worries me is that I want to get like a couple of, I can tell you what. Move that in. Right. So if we get a couple of silos, over here. Go. A couple of silos over there, and then we throw down rails. Yeah, throw down rails here and here. So silos can be used as a point for loading and unloading. So we can stick down a rail loader here, here, and here, right? And we can, yeah, access type unload. I believe that's the right orientation. We'll have a little look in just a second, and if not, we can swap it right around. But that'll allow us to basically transport 3 types of resources, which is not very many, to be honest. But that's fine. Also, these can all just be turned around, and so we won't need to even implement a grabber, I believe. There we go. So we'll give that a shot. Let's see if we need to circularize this route, because we've talked quite a lot about how much things have changed. We've talked a lot about how things have changed, so much so that I don't feel confident just placing down a minecart, even if we could place down a minecart, which we can't. Also, happily, it looks like our yellow coin situation has improved markedly. Well, that's excellent. That's really, really good. Really, really, really good to see. How do I make the old gears? We haven't made gears. I haven't even accounted for a space to put gears. I don't believe. I believe it's a machine shop. I believe it is a machine shop. It is a machine shop. Okay, that's actually very, very easy. Okay, let's grab a copy of these machine shops. Let's grab a copy of these machine shops right here. 1, 2, 3. I know. We ain't got the workers to go in there at this moment in time, but that's fine. Also, this is a, like, remarkably bad area. A remarkably bad area to have to to have to throw into a machine shop. Okay, gonna just ruin this terrain for a second here because it's actually imperative if we want to supply the resources. Yeah, wowzers. Okay, I have destroyed this landscape very, very badly. I mean, is that even gonna get us low enough? I don't even know if that's gonna get us low enough to input the resources into the into these machine shops. I don't think it will. I do not think it will. Okay, you know what? We gotta go. We gotta go down. We gotta go down. We gotta go down faster. We gotta go down further. Look, we're returning the natural aspect of this land to the game. That's what we're doing. Okay, so build a bit of scaffolding here, wooden arch, whatever. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. Fine. Can we give that a shot? Will that work? I think that I want to move it back just a little bit. Yes. I know. Okay. Terrain block down. Terrain block down right there. And will that allow us the space that we need? No. I want to take it back by one more. Excellent. Okay, give that a shotty. See if that works. That's pretty much exactly where I want it to be. Pretty much exactly where I want it to be. We do that, and then out here, and one final bit of belt right in there. Excellent. Terrain is too steep? Really? What? Is it because I'm building on arches? Is that the problem? Do I need to be building on a pure scaffold block? Terrain is too steep to build there? Okay, that seems like a little bit of a bug, but I mean, if we've now got it to work, then hopefully it'll just work. Please don't crash on me, video game. All right, there we go. So that is a three-way split. It is very, very messy, actually. And it doesn't even work. And it doesn't even work. Okay. Right. Let's have another crack at this. What the heck is going on with the auto drawing of the belt here? This is very weird. This is very, very weird. I have absolutely no idea what I can do. Terrain is too steep. I understand the concept of the terrain being too steep, but video game, surely, like, this is a highly illegal maneuver right here. Am I just missing something? Am I missing like a block of terrain that is for some reason prohibiting me from building in this area? I don't think so. I mean, presumably if I queue up iron wheels, yeah, we're able to get iron inputted into the machine factory. How strange. How very, very strange. Wowzers. Right. I mean, okay, well this introduces an element of confusion into the mix. Iron wheel, yeah, okay. Let me try again, but cannot build an uneven terrain. Can I move this down a little bit? Okay. See if we can do something like this. Right. Yeah, take this back. Let's see if we can just try and even it up. Right? So far, so good. Nice and even. Excellent. Excellent. Looking good. And okay, you will not allow me to do that. You'll allow me to do that? No, this is... Okay, this is very, very strange. And for some reason, I cannot figure out why the heck that is an illegal maneuver. Definitely it's working on those two sides, but it's just not working on the one in the middle. The one shop in the middle. Okay, you know what? We gotta try again. We gotta fix this. What if I try, like, increase the height of the landscape over here? Again, it ends up with that really, really funky pattern. Okay, try again. Terrain is too steep. Well, now the terrain is too steep because I've created it too steep. I have to say, I'm highly confuzzled by this situation here. Yeah, as I say, maybe I'm just missing something. Maybe I'm just missing something. Because this seems like a situation where it just should work. If it's working for the other two, then it should be working for this one, right? Okay, there we go. Let's clean this area up a little bit. I'll tell you what we can do. Here's an idea. Let's all move back into position. Okay, and if this doesn't work, what we'll do is we will just... Okay, that seems to absolutely work. Can I split from here? Is that possible to do, or is it too jank? I think it might be a little bit too jank. That's honestly fine. Don't even worry about it, video game. I will make an exception. I will make a slightly funkier setup for you. Oh, no, I won't. Because that doesn't work either. We're not going to get into another one of these super hyper, you know, optimization technical episodes. This is a promise that I will make to you right now. Okay. Yes, good. That looks nice. Cannot build in uneven terrain. Well, at least you're building over here. Like, that's a step in the right direction. That's also good. Okay, look, it's jank, but it works, and it gives us the iron in everywhere that we need it. I'm not happy about it, but video game, you forced me to go in this direction. Anyway, whilst I was faffing around with that, thankfully the yellow coin situation has kind of rectified itself, which is really, really nice. I am in desperate need of a couple of workers to work in these buildings over here. Workshop, let's reduce the number of workers down to 1, 1, 1, and 1. Excellent. And then, to be honest, I think we can just do exactly what we've got over here. Yeah, I think we just do exactly that, and that'll get us pretty much everything that we need. I'll try and keep the design somewhat similar. Excellent. And just like that, we're able to get gears, wheel gears. What are they called? Iron wheels. That's exactly it. Wheel gears. That's it. Okay, so let's have a little look at the operation of minecarts, shall we? As I say, I am like 90% that they cannot be reversed. We're gonna need to circularize the route, but that's okay because we were kind of anticipating that. Yeah, okay, so just come to a halt here. We can get the cart to change direction, if indeed we wish it to. But I'm assuming that it's not going to do that by itself. No, it's not. Okay, now that is for the most part totally fine. As I say, we have left plenty of space. Ooh, I tell you what. The next thing that I want to check. Is, there we go. Rail loader, rail unloader. Let's see if we can try and get this in place. Okay, I'm testing something. This is an important test right here, folks. Right. Mine cart. Excellent. Off you go. Pick up the one berry that we've got. Brilliant. It's a breeze. This should just work. Yeah, this should work absolutely fine. The next question that I have is that are we going to be allowed to just output directly from the silo into the food market? Because that is something that I am not entirely certain about. So let me run a little test here. Just get it all sorted out. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. We need to make sure that that is in there. Brilliant. Okay, we've got one potato. How unbelievably fantastic. Okay, will the silo just automatically output the potato to the food market? No, it will not. So it actually does need that space. It needs that space to just chill out. That's cool. That's good to note, actually. That's really, really, really good to note. And you know, I'm very, very happy that I decided to explore whether that would work or whether it wouldn't work, because now we know, right? Now we know that we need a little bit of conveyor belt. Okay, now here's the next problem. Here's the next problem. Here's the next problem. Here's the next problem. I'm not entirely convinced. I'm not entirely convinced that. Let's just copy that. Excellent. I'm not entirely convinced that three silos unloading at the food market is going to be enough. The reason that I suggest that is that I originally envisioned that this would be sort of a general train stop, a general train station used by, you know, all minecarts, whether they're delivering to the general store or whether they're delivering to the food market. Now, the problem with that is that we would need to put a filter on the silo for a specific type of food, for example, bread. But if we do that, then we already know that we're going to need like a lot more silos to accommodate deliveries to this food market, which is a problem. And I don't think that there is a way that I can put on a bigger selection of filters. I mean, I could put a filter on here, but is that going to allow me to filter for? No, that only allows me to filter for one singular item. This is a problem. Okay, well, you know what? That problem is a problem that we can deal with a little bit later on. I think what I want to do, however, also, how are we doing bread-wise? Wowzers, that's a lot of bread. That is a lot of bread. I tell you what, when we've got enough yellow coins, I almost feel like purchasing this area and turning it into Bread Island, or this area, perhaps, and turning it into Bread Island, and then delivering our bread via train, just as a sort of a real proof of concept. Yeah, I'm not over the moon. I'm not over the moon about this. Not over the moon about this at all. Of course, we could utilize a barn. That's a lumber mill. We could utilize a barn and select a different type of storage for each slot in the barn. You know, one slot is for a sandwich, one slot is for a berry cake, one slot is for beef, one slot is for wood axes, for example. But that doesn't really rectify the space problem that we will end up having. And there's no way that I can filter for a specific type of food resource, is there? I wonder if that's a thing that I can do that I may just be missing. Okay, filter, signal tag. No, I don't want a signal tag. I want an item filter. There's no way that I can. There is a way that I can filter for basic food. That's pretty excellent, actually. That's pretty excellent. I did not realize that. Is there a way that I can filter for general store stuff? There is a way that I can filter for general store stuff. Okay. Wow. Okay, so I think this changes things a lot, actually. This changes things a lot. So there's a couple of different ways that I'm immediately seeing that we can do with regards to this. We could move a filter, for example. We could put a filter right in here with a basic foods category only. So we only allow carts with with basic food coming in through this area, which I feel like might be my preferred way of doing it, because if that's the case, then we can create a little siding over here. Man, is this gonna work? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. It may end up being a total disaster. This cotton, by the way, is gonna get removed real quick. Okay, what am I looking for? Remove resource. It's right here. Right there. Okay. Get this out of here. Costs us a couple of coins, but well worth the expense. Alright, this is good. Again, we're trying to future-proof this situation. We're trying to future-proof this situation because I do not want to have to amend this at a later date if I can avoid it. Okay, and then we move this filter to here. Now, will that automatically just say, okay, anything that is general goods will go in here? Maybe not. Let me see if I can general goods it. I don't know if the minecart looks ahead. In fact, let's have a little look. We can turn you around. Okay, so you've got one apple on you, so that's going to prohibit you from going into this direction, surely. Yeah, okay, good. Excellent, you drop the apple off. Wonderful. Okay, now the next question is... that's fine, actually. That's totally fine, because we're going to circularize this route in just a second. But at the moment, it can't get through on the way back, which is totally fine. Right, can I pick up items from a minecart? No, I'm going to have to trash them. That's totally fine. Okay, what can we sell at the general store, which we can use as a test? I mean, planks, really, or nails or anything? Not got a whole load of stuff here, but you know what? That's fine. Unload something specific. Fertilizer, it's garbage, it's useless. Okay. Is there a route? Is there a route for you to get through here? Probably not. Let me remove some resources over here. There we go. Okay. So this is going to be our test. Again, we just need to make sure that this works. If it works, we're golden. If not, we'll look again at the situation. This is, of course, the setup for the general store and the food market. We don't actually have any need for the gourmet foods or the apothecary at the moment, even though we will have a need for the apothecary very, very soon if we want to get ourselves some blue coins. But we'll worry about that in just a second. Okay, so should be prohibited from going in here and should be forced to go to general store, right? It works like a charm. It works like an absolute charm. Okay, so it's clear. It's clear that the minecart has some way of evaluating the tile in front of the route that it's going to take. So it gets to this tile. It says, "What do I have in my cart? Do I have a basic food sellable item, or do I have a non-basic food sellable item, i.e., a general store sellable item?" And that will define the route that the cart will take. That is cool. That is very, very cool indeed. And I'm actually really quite chuffed that we've got that implemented, as crazy as it sounds. Okay, yeah. Look, for little old me, that's not too shabby. I'll say that. That's actually pretty decent. Okay, so let's circularize this route. The good news about rails is that they're actually pretty easy to change, and we can always return to this setup and change things around a little bit. Yeah, sure, we can deliver these planks via train. The other thing that I probably want to consider is the route that this exit rail will take. Yeah, I don't love the fact that we're gonna have to plow through town in order to get here. I think this is the least messy way of solving this problem. I think. I have considered elevating the track and going up and over here and around, and that may very well happen, but for now, let's just stick with this. You know, let's just stick with the relative simplicity of this. How did this cart end up here? I don't actually know. Okay, let's remove this. Let's remove this. Literally move everything back one. Cool. And then we will come down this way. Except before letting the cart roll on, we'll just throw that in there and that in there. So that should be actually a reasonably simple, a reasonably succinct route to supply resources from this barn to the food market. Is this system perfect? No. The system is not perfect, not by any stretch of the imagination. If this rail system gets busy and we end up dealing with more than 3 inputs at a time coming into the silos, that could cause a problem. However, for now, it's actually fairly high capacity, and it feels fairly decent. Okay, now this is of course just the setup with one singular minecart. So you know what? Let's get lots of them on the go at the same time. There we go. They decided to chain together. Not entirely sure why they decided to chain together, but nothing else did. Also, I don't know why we have the silo here. We absolutely have zero need for this silo. This is a totally unrequired silo, and I have no idea why I decided to make it part of the process. Ah, that's also another problem. We do not have any way to check if the cart is empty, and if it's empty, what it should do. Okay, this is good though. This is excellent. Okay, that is the capacity that I'm talking about there. That's really, really good. Okay, so just like that, we're able to supply a large number of goods. Wow, we've completely cleaned out that barn. That is pretty exceptional. Just like that. And look at our happiness. Our happiness has never been higher. That is really, really good. That is really, really good for a, you know, for a setup. That's one that I'm pretty happy about, to be honest. That is one that I'm pretty happy about. Okay, ditch that, and ditch that too. So we're now wagonless, which is great. Yeah. Okay, this will become a problem. This will become a problem where our wagons are not carrying anything, and therefore they are effectively stopped at the filter here. I mean, it should never really get to that situation, I don't think, because we should always have 4 different food types to supply on this route. But yeah, that's a flaw in the system. I mean, this is pretty perfect the way that this is working. Yeah, look, I'm really happy with this. We've got carrots. Taking carrots around is not a problem. But that's fine. Okay, cool. Is that gonna self-sustain? Is it? I don't know, but it looks at least decent for now. The farm has still got like an obscene amount of resources spare. I tell you what, let's jack up the number of belts that we use to move these resources around a little bit. Again, I don't think this is required. Given that this barn is like super temporary in my mind, like this barn is a little bit too close to the action, if you know what I mean. But it can't hurt. It can't hurt to get more basic foodstuffs to the food market. Yeah, what the heck. It's good. It's supplying a lot of happiness, to be honest. Supplying a lot of happiness. I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. Pretty darned happy with that. And also, the even better news is that it's given us more money. That's also very, very important. Okay, so that is that taken care of. That's the food situation dealt with. I've already talked a little bit about how the kitchen setup is very, very substandard. Why don't I use some of this newfound wealth to purchase this area over here? Ooh, this is a very busy Ireland. A very busy island filled with a lot of valuable resources, which I actually quite like the look of keeping. However, we can't do that, unfortunately. They have to be... We have to move them. We have to move them. Okay, this, I hope, shows the ambition and the scale and the size of what I'm planning. Right. Let's... I think I can actually utilize splitters. I can take a copy of that. I think I can actually use splitters on chutes in order to... I think I can. Yeah, I totally can. To split off those resources. Anyway, the whole point of doing this was that we're going to maneuver our... We're going to maneuver our bread operation to another island. Bread is going to be very, very important going forward. Also, we're going to come out over the water here. Wonderful. The reason that we're going to come out over the water here is because it's all flat. Does the land elevate over here? Yes, it does. I don't like that. I actually do not like that at all. One little bit, actually. No, that's a no for me, unfortunately. We're gonna have to fix that. We're gonna have to level it all. We're gonna have to level it all equal with this chute over here in order to allow the resources to be supplied. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. We can just about make do. Okay. I need to find a good reference. A good reference block. That's exactly the one. Okay, we found a good reference block. Let's get this island, for the most part, leveled out. It's actually really nice. Brilliant. That should make a tremendous difference. Right. This may seem like an insane thing to do, but roll with me on this one, folks. Roll with me on this one. That's what I want to do. And we're going to come across here. The reason that we need to do this is because we need our space. We need to have a huge amount of space in order to sort out our bread situation. It really is that important. It really is that important. And if I don't take the time right now to find somewhere brand new to deal with the bread, then we are forever going to be having problems. Okay, look. This is not going to work. Gonna need to do this manually. Fine. Yeah, anyway. But the great thing is that now that we've got a rail network, it's actually going to be super easy to take our produce pretty much anywhere, to be honest. Right. Let's do that. Let's get... There's no way for me to just, like, copy and paste an entire area, is there? I would, like, dearly love to, like, just copy and paste this entire setup right now, because that's kind of what I intend to do. I literally intend to just move the grain mills over here. There we go. I don't think we're going to be able to do that. Okay, that's fine. Right. Grain mill, move. Grain mill, move. Grain mill, move. Yep. Happy with that. Happy with that. Let's leave a distance of 1, room for expansion for more grain mills over here in the future, if indeed that's something that we wish to do. Excellent. Excellent. Very, very, very satisfied with that. Okay, so those grain mills will still create flour. Absolutely fine. This entire area can be cleaned up. Or not, I guess, the case may be. Right, this barn was an experiment anyway. That's fine. Okay, let's move these kitchens. We don't necessarily have to move them, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay, the grain mill produces 1 flour every 4 seconds. This needs 2 flour every 4 seconds, so it should actually be 2 grain mills to 1 kitchen. 2 grain mills to 1 kitchen. Also, there's a wonderful source of food right there. 2 grain mills to 1 kitchen means that the ratio is perfect like so. I mean, it doesn't work out as nicely and as easily as that. But that's basically what it is. Of course, we've got the happiness bonus to consider as well. Right, let me do that. Brilliant. There, and there. What do you know? That actually looks pretty professional, pretty decent. That's what the kids are saying these days. Pretty decent. I have no idea if that's what they're saying or not, to be honest. As if you needed me to tell you that I don't know what the kids are saying these days. Right. Excellent. Okay. And just like that, we end up producing bread in pretty large quantities. Large enough quantities, I hope, to supply directly here. Will we be able to get by with just 1 supply belt? What's the point? Might as well use multiple. Right, crank up the number of workers in the kitchen. Brilliant. Now, we still have workers over here who are supplying the coal. But that's fine. Okay, ditch that, ditch that, ditch that. Excellent. Okay. So we got that cleaned up. So we don't need to worry about that too much. Is it possible? Is it possible? It does look possible for me to use a crate, which I think is what I want to do. I want to use a crate, which is here. I want to use a crate and then just belt the foodstuffs into the fuel stuffs into the kitchen. And then I want to collect the coal from over here. Now, is it possible for me to just use a mine? I think I just want to use a mine, honestly. Because I could use people. But it's like much more efficient if I just use a mine here. It's obviously not ideal that we have to pay yellow coins in order to pay for the upkeep there, but I mean, look, I can just about survive that. Right, let's make sure that we give this area plenty of clearance. I think that is adequate. Yep. Brilliant. And we'll do something like that. What do you know? Bada bim, bada boom. We've got a supply of coal, and that should be more than adequate to deal with this little setup. That grain mill needs to be devoted to flour production. We'll crank up the number of workers in there. Brilliant. Okay. Now, will we be able to supply enough grain to this barn from the grain farm? That's the real question. I don't know if that's the case. We'll have to wait and see. Let's see if we can crank up the storage capacity of this barn. Because until we set up a massive railway, we're not going to... Also, I've only got 200 rail tiles? That will be a little bit of a problem. I've only got 200 rail tiles because I haven't upgraded this barn over here. Right, well now we can store up to 1,000 rail tiles, which is just as well, because that's what we're going to need. We're also still very short on iron over here, which is something that I am acutely aware of. We're mostly short on iron because we're short on the old iron ore. That can be fixed, in fact, can be fixed, like, really super easily. There we go, by just making sure that there is a dedicated belt. Try again. Yep. Okay, cool. And then we just reallocate the we reallocate where these resources are going. So that comes over this way, into there. That goes straight into there. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Or is it? No, it's not. It's not better. It's not even slightly better. We've just robbed Peter to pay Paul. Right. We need 3 belts that come out of here. Right? One of which goes over this way. But of course, needs to go like that. Excellent. Then this belt needs to come in over there. And this belt needs to come in over there. Excellent. Okay, it's a little bit of a janky route, but it actually takes everything to where it needs to go. This block can be removed. And that will hopefully mean that we just end up getting a load more iron into all of the forges, which is where we really need the iron to be going, because we need iron. We need iron plates. We need them desperately. Okay, that wagon is supplying iron to where? The warehouse over here, I presume. Some warehouse over here. Yeah, this warehouse is not required anymore. And neither is... Yeah, no, neither is that wagon. Right, this wagon, similarly, is also not required. I mean, this entire operation is redundant. We fixed that in the last episode. Look at this. Okay, the amount of iron that we've got is still suboptimal. We can magnify the amount of iron that we're making by increasing the number of forges. However, I don't think that's necessarily the problem at the moment. It seems to be that we could also rectify it by maybe just increasing a couple of the number of employees in each forge. Okay, we'll jump them all up to 2. We are a little bit low on population, which can be considered a problem, but that's fine. Okay, 261 rail tiles. That's going to be nowhere near enough. Nowhere near enough, I don't think. However, I'm pretty happy with this, actually. This is looking really nice. The farm is now probably not able to output anywhere near enough grain to the barn. Yeah, so already we've produced more bread than we could really, ever use. Well, that's not true. We'll be using bread for a good long time to supplement our income. It's good to see that our income is actually continuing to hold reasonably stable, even without factoring in bread to the equation. So, here's another problem. People have had enough of potatoes and tomatoes. Can't say I blame them. People have had enough of potatoes and tomatoes, and therefore the silos are all full. That is a problem that I didn't really anticipate seeing for a while. Yeah. A problem that I didn't really anticipate seeing for a while. So now we've just got a massive backlog of stuff. But everyone is filled to the brim with potatoes. Okay, I tell you what I should probably do. I should probably filter this to be berries, so that we always have like an output for berries, because the reason that I suggest that is that berries are a different category. They don't count as a vegetable, they count as a fruit, believe it or not. So therefore that would probably help things slightly. The other thing that I could do is maybe look at getting more silos. Do I just get more silos? I don't think there's any. I mean, a silo is a single type of resource that is stored, so it has to be that way. It has to remain that way, unfortunately. Yeah, okay. You know what? Let's just worry about bread for now. Let's worry about bread. Let's get bread sorted, shall we? Right. Let me grab the rail over there. Excellent. Okay. So, we can pick up from the side here. That's actually not a problem. Okay. Great. Now this is going to need to be a double track, unless we want to do some funky stuff with signals, which I don't really want to do, to be honest. I don't really want to do. So, instead we're just going to have to We're just going to have to make sure that it's a double track. Right. So, here's the deal. We've got the input, and then we've got the... Nope, that's not an output. That's not an output at all. I said that and realized that we're not going to be supplying general store goods. We're going to be supplying food goods. So it is not a good idea to do that. I mean, we've got a plentiful bounty of space here, actually. So let's see if we can do something like this. I mean, look, there is no right or wrong answer to this. You know, it's gonna work. It's gonna work either way, I think. I don't think that there's anything that we could do at this stage which would be, you know, dramatically bad. Assuming that minecart can actually elevate just the way that normal belt does, which it totally can. That goes in there. Yep. And we'll do that. Excellent. No. No. Turn around, go back. No! No, please. Okay, they've all stacked up. This is a terrible state of affairs. I should never have joined this up. Oh, this is awful. This is dreadful. This is dreadful. Okay, before this ends up getting completely destroyed, is there any way that I can test for can block path movement? Honestly, that's kind of exactly what I want right here. Don't allow anything in here. Okay. Turn you around, turn you around, turn you around, turn you around. Okay, let's see if this works. This area is off limits for now. Hey, it works. Brilliant. Okay, should we stick on the water? To be honest, I mean, there's no reason not to, right? I mean, we've got plenty of planks. Let's freaking go. The water's always a good safe bet, really, because it's always flat. Well, thus far, I don't think that's going to change, to be honest, regardless of what happens. Also, you know how I said that we wouldn't have enough bits of belt? Maybe I was lying. Maybe we will have a totally adequate number of bits of belt. Do I want to elevate the track here? I don't really care. That was a very poor decision-making process there, Potato. Very, very poor indeed. More poor than the usual decision-making process that I employ. Also, the video game does not like to build on water. That is something that I have noticed. You have to coerce it into building on water, but that's fine. Righty. We are almost out of rail, but that's fine. Yeah, as I say, this entire track might end up getting shrunk down a little bit, but for now, this is what we're gonna do. It works. It's fine. Rail loader. Let's throw that in there. I mean, look, this is good. This is nice. This is very, very nice indeed. I'm pretty happy with this. Let me see if I can throw down a filter over here. Right. Throw down a filter over here. Is there a way that I can say empty? I think there is, actually. Yes. No. No. There's not a way that I can say empty. None. Okay. Is that a none filter, or is that a nothing in the vehicle sort of thing? That is a nothing in the... Okay. Turns out there is no such thing as... There's no such thing as a filter. I'm almost certain that there was a... that there was a way to sort by packable item. But nothingness is not a packable item. Also, you can sort by subset, so we can actually sort by vegetables. I didn't even realize that that was a thing. I mean, is there something inventory sensor? Is that maybe what we're looking for? Are we looking for advanced logistics? Is that what we require? And blocker. Presumably we can't block. Nah. I mean, okay. I think we probably need to get an inventory sensor if we want to utilize the sort of stuff that I'm looking to utilize. Yeah. I don't think there's any other way to go about sorting this out. Okay, turn you around. Brilliant. Alright. Well, you know what? That is what it is. There is nothing that we can do at this present moment. I tell you what, there is something that we can do at this present moment. Let's get advanced logistics. Let me see if I can go all in on actually getting. Oh, there's no point in going in advanced logistics because we don't have red coins. Or we don't have blue coins even. You know what? Because I'm so unbelievably grumpy, let's get medicine. Let's get medicine because that will actually help us. Right. Do some medicine. Do the medicine thing. Right, great. So let's get the bread delivered. I know it's gonna be a little bit jank to do. Oof. It's a real kicker, actually. That is a real kicker. Excuse me? Did not mean to do that. Okay. What I meant to do, I'm gonna say stop that and open the gate. Can I select the gate now, please? There we go. Get out of here. Okay. You are not able to get up this significantly steep hill. Where the heck did that carty disappear to? Right. Well, that's an orbital rip if ever I saw it. Where did it go? I mean, if this track cannot be elevated, or if it shouldn't be elevated, I should say, then what we should do is we should elevate the belt instead. But instead of doing that, I'm just gonna not elevate the belt at this moment in time because the belt is not my priority. Alright, so open the gate up. Let's go. Excellent. Okay. So, again, this is just a test. We want to see if it works. We are also out of yellow coins, which is, you know, it's fine enough. It's irritating, but it is what it is. Also, this tomato thing is going to get trashed because I want to start delivering berries. Yeah, there is almost certainly a more efficient way to do this. I feel like maybe actually limiting our storage capacity is an idea. It needs to be turned back on, doesn't it? Active state on. We need to turn the filter off. Cool. Hey! Easy peasy is that, just to unlock medicine. It really is that easy, folks. Medicine really is that easy. Okay, are we going to get bread? Are we going to get bread? I'm not anticipating that we'll have any issues here. It should be totally fine. Brilliant. 20 bread. I mean, look, we're going to be able to deliver bread in like ridiculously large quantities when it becomes available. Ooh, I'd say what we could do. We could set a silo to be dedicated to vegetables. That is something that we could do, and something that we probably should do. And then something else that can be devoted to, like, what, a bready category? What is the subset? Grains? I mean, to be honest, we're only ever really going to transport in bread. So let's reserve that for bread. Cool. I mean, I don't love it. I don't love it. I don't love it. But it keeps the, you know, it keeps the engine whirring, doesn't it? It does. The other thing that we should probably do is that we should probably have dedicated... We should probably have a dedicated vegetable cart and a dedicated berry cart. I almost feel like by introducing different tests on all of these... On all of these different things that's happening, there are so many points of failure now that I'm worried about. I'm worried about failure. That's kind of the point of a failure condition, I suppose. Now that I think about it, this barn also needs to have a segmented inventory, so that we can make sure that we've got space for tomatoes, space for, you know, etc, etc, etc. All right, so yes. Oh god, yeah, fine. Right, you stop. You reverse. Try again. Drop off the bread. There we go. Excellent. Pick up this item here and start delivering bread. Let's go. Let's go. You picked up tomatoes. You're only bread. Okay, this is a very, very manual process at this moment in time. But that's because we don't have the inventory center yet, I think. Also, have we managed to get stuck? Cool. There we go. Go. How did you... How... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, really? Come on. Can I move the mic? Oh. Didn't like that, did you, video game? But you tolerated it. Oh, no. Reverse. There we go. Excellent. Okay. This barrier gate needs to be closed. Again, this is a manual... very, very manual setup. Also, I missed the boat. I missed the boat. I tell you what, a boat's not a bad idea. We can get boats to go that distance. Do we have boats? We do have cargo boats. A high-capacity boat that can carry many items. Truth be told, having a harbor over here would be, like, ridiculously sound as opposed to having a ridiculously long track. We're gonna need to buy this area and also this area before we're gonna be able to... afford such a luxury. But, I mean, that's fine. Going back to happiness momentarily, yeah, grains, entirely satisfied. Fruit, entirely satisfied. Vegetables, entirely satisfied. And that's because we've got one fruit truck, we've got one vegetable truck, and we've got one grains truck, which is really, 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 really nice. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. Yeah, okay. I mean, I think this barn is gonna move. This barn has got to move. It frankly has to. There is no advantage to having it within the high value area, and in fact, we should just move it around. And I also feel like I should just ditch all of this stuff too. Okay, again, look, I feel like I'm compromising on my principles of hyper efficiency here, but I think I'm going to. Right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this. We're gonna straighten this track up. Excellent. And we're going to create a system that will deliver. Yeah, I know it's a lot of belt here. I'm not overjoyed at the amount of belt that we're using, but it's fine. Okay, so that goes in there. That goes there. All right, so now it does mean that the minecarts are going to have to go the whole way around in order to pick up resources. But, you know, to be honest, that should be fine. It's a long journey. I get it. It kind of sucks. Do they drive slower on scaffolding than they do on land? I don't think they do. I think that's fine. Anyway, this is good. This is very, very good. I'm happy with that. Very, very happy with that. I want to get more minecarts, to be honest. I'm just waiting for a little bit more cash before I'm able to do so. Right. Bread. Deliver the bread. Will that give me the money? Kinda no. Almost. Close. No, okay. I mean, look, this is the problem. This is the problem with relying on mines to do a lot of our excavation. It is a problem. To be honest, you know what I'm thinking? You know what I'm thinking? You know what I'm moving towards? I'm moving towards the idea of straight up using cargo boats to move the bread from the barn over to a harbor over here, and then we try and keep our mine cart track like a little bit shorter, because the length of time that these carts are in transit is extended. It's very, very extended. I mean, I know the stupid decision to make the vegetable carts go around the whole entire complicated loop. Like, that is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. I appreciate that. I mean, even segmenting this into 2 smaller loops where we've got, you know, a couple of trucks that go around. What am I looking for? Yeah, there we go. Brilliant. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, not by any stretch of the imagination, and now I've now ended up putting myself in a little bit of a difficult position. Also, why is this still here? This does not need to be here. A little bit of a difficult position. Mostly due to my my complete absence of yellow coins. So I mean, look, supplying yellow coin resources is definitely a priority, to be honest. Can I don't really want to end up refiltering you. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Look, you know what? We'll worry about this. We'll worry about this next time. That is a problem for future Potato. Either way, the takeaway from this episode is that this area, Bread Island, is looking good. I like Bread Island. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it, with the exception of the fact that I want to create a harbor or a pseudo harbor, because this minecart track is ridiculous. It's over the top, and it is unfit for purpose. Frankly, unfit for purpose. This farm over here, I'm fine with it for now. This train setup, this rail setup, actually, I think a little bit more robust than I'm giving it credit for. And once we get the silo situation sorted out, it's going to be even more robust. Anyway. Until next time, folks, thank you very, very much for watching. Thanks, as ever, by the way, to Banana Nanana and C Senpai for being the 2 $25+ plus tier patrons. I'll see you next time. Bye.